Summer is just around the corner, and we need tropical ingredients. So today we're making homemade falernum, and then we're going to use that to make an awesome tiki drink. That's right, this is another installment of things I have to make myself because I can't find them here. Yep, that's what we're calling it. Well, it's a work in progress. Shut up. You suck. Alright, so what is falernum? Falernum is a Caribbean liqueur or syrup. It's primarily made using rum and flavored with limes, allspice and cloves, as well as ginger and almonds. But the problem with homemade falernum is that with all these organic, fresh ingredients, it tends to mold pretty quickly. Usually about 2 weeks. Now, if this is a pretty lengthy process, if I'm going to make my own liqueur, I need to have a good shelf life. So we're going to make a few substitutions. First off, bye-bye limes, and we're going to use some lime cordial instead. I know what you're saying, lime cordial sucks, but it's going to give us that shelf life that we want. Next up, instead of ginger, we're going to use ginger syrup. So any store-bought ginger syrup will work great. Lastly, instead of almonds, we're using almond extract. The cloves and allspice will stay. So here you go, we have our shelf-stable ingredients to make a falernum that should last us at least 9 months. Now, I can't take credit for this recipe. I will link below to where I found it. Okay, so we're going to start with about 10 whole cloves and 6 allspice berries that we're going to crush in a mortar and pestle. You don't need a super fine grind, just make sure they're all crushed. Alright, let's add that to a mason jar, all our crushed spices, to which we will add 2/3 cup of our Overproof Rum. I'm using Ray & Nephew, it's about 63%. You want something overproofed here. Okay. And then I love this rum, it's got like a nice funk to it. It's a great rum for making infusions and liqueurs. The same one I used in my allspice liqueur. All right, we're gonna give that a good shake, and we're gonna let it infuse for 2 to 4 days. I did mine for about 4 days. And look at the color; it's taken on so much color and so much flavor from the cloves and the allspice. We're gonna filter it. We're gonna funnel and 2 coffee filters. You know the drill. We've done this quite a few times. Now, while that's dripping through, we're gonna make a semi-rich simple syrup. So. Simple syrup is 1:1, rich syrup is 2:1, and a semi-rich is 1.5 parts white sugar to 1 part water. And that's what we're making here. And we want the same amount as our rum. So we want 2/3 cup of our syrup here. So just stirring the boiling water until it dissolves all that sugar. So 2/3 cup will go into the mason jars. Obviously, we let this cool completely before adding it to the jar. There we go, 2/3 cup. After that, our lime cordial, we're doing 1/2 cup of lime. Now I'm using cup measurements. It's just what I prefer using because I got all those cups. I will, in the description below, I will leave the measurements in milliliters for those who want to use that. After that, we're using our ginger syrup. We're going to do 1/3 cup of ginger syrup. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Hit that bell, hit that notification, get notified. Alright, our last 2 ingredients will be 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract and 1/2 teaspoon of citric acid powder. Now, the recipe online did say that you can omit the citric acid. I'm assuming it's because the lime cordial is not as acidic as fresh lime juice. Alright, so we're going to let that sit for an additional 3 days. You can see 3 days later, a lot of sediment has kind of accumulated at the bottom. So we want to filter that out. You don't actually have to filter it out. It's nothing bad, but I'm filtering it. You might have to repeat that process. I know with my allspice liqueur, I filtered it out twice to get rid of all that sediment. And there it is. Slap on a sexy label, and you've got yourself an awesome falernum liqueur. All right, we're gonna taste this. I wish I could compare it to the John D. Taylor's falernum, but I can't get it. That's the whole reason we're making this. So we're gonna compare it to the Fee Brothers falernum syrup. Now, obviously, it's a syrup. It's going to be very different. It's going to be very sweet, non-alcoholic, but I'm hoping it'll kind of give me an idea of if I'm in the right ballpark for the falernum flavor. Okay, so let's give these both a whiff. Now, on the nose, the other one, the Fee Brothers, is very sweet. All I'm getting from this really is almonds and citrus and lime. It's basically like a citrusy orgeat. Not getting much else. On mine, right off the nose, the cloves, very prominent cloves, and allspice. On the taste, it's rum forward. That rum, that funk comes through very nicely. We also get lots of citrus. We get the ginger. I'm a little disappointed as not as much almond. I was hoping for a little more almond. I know the recipe said half a teaspoon was more than enough, but I would probably bump that up to a full teaspoon. But all in all, great falernum. I'm really happy with the flavor. Let's make a drink, shall we? All right, so we're gonna make a rum swizzle. Very easy tiki drink. It's going to start with 2 ounces of dark rum. I'm using Havana Club 7. It's one of my favorite dark rums. We're doing this right into a glass because it's a swizzle. So no shaking, we're just going to swizzle it. After that, we're going to use our falernum. 3/4 ounce of falernum. It's the advantage of using a liqueur as opposed to a falernum syrup. Falernum syrup would just make this drink way too sweet. So with a liqueur, it's got alcohol in it, so it's slightly less sweet. After that, 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Wouldn't be a tiki drink without lime juice. We're gonna do a half an ounce, of Demerara syrup. So that's just some Demerara sugar, 2 parts Demerara sugar, 1 part water, and lastly 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. So like I said, this is pretty simple for a tiki drink. So as I mentioned, we're serving this in a tall glass. Could be a Collins glass, could be a tiki glass. We're going to add some crushed ice or pebble ice if you have it, and then using your bar spoon or if you have those fancy swizzle sticks, we're just going to swizzle it and mix everything. It's going to chill, it's going to dilute, and it's going to mix all the ingredients. That beautiful color, beautiful orange color. I love a good, simple rum swizzle. Very good drink. All right. Okay, so swizzling pretty much done. Come on now. There we go. We're going to add a straw. We're going to top off with a little more pebble ice. I didn't feature that in the video, but we did top off with a little more pebble ice, add a straw, nice bouquet of mint for garnish, and a dehydrated orange. Looks pretty nice. Come on, other way. There you go. There it is, and there you have it. There's a rum swizzle made with our homemade falernum liqueur. I hope you give this a try. It's pretty simple. It should be shelf stable for at least 9 months. You can make all sorts of great tiki drinks and tropical drinks using this ingredient. It's just fantastic. So if, like me, you live somewhere where you cannot find falernum, I urge you to try it. It's not that difficult, and I find this recipe will be far superior because it'll last. All right, that's it, guys. Cheers.